Alan Norris, your defending champion at the German Darts Championship here in Hildesheim, making his way onto the stage to the sounds of stuff you'd normally hear blasting out the windows of a Fiat Punto being driven round a provincial market town late on a Friday night, or possibly parked outside a McDonald's. But it's his walk-on tune of choice, and he seems to enjoy it. As Chuck takes on the Hurricane Kim Huybrechts, the top player from Belgium, for a place in the quarterfinals to face the world number 3 in the UK Open champion Peter Snakebite Wright. So far today, I would say the only person to really turn it on would be the world number 14, the Diamond, Ian White, with his nigh on 105 average. Nobody else has really sparkled today. In fact, some have looked pretty average.
Right first. Game on.
But a man who always turns it on the European Tour is Chris Murphy, and he sat alongside me for this one.
Yeah, well, these two are expected to turn it on because they are both European Tour
100.
title winners. In fact, Alan Norris is our defending champion here at the German Darts Championship, and hoping not to lose his crown
100.
just a few months after winning it, because it was the last event of last year when Alan Norris got his first European Tour title, his second PDC title.
59.
And in fact, Alan Norris played Kim Huybrechts en route to that his very first PDC title, with the one he won in
100.
Dublin in 2015. In fact, it was in the final.
Yes, it was, and he's got a good record against Kim.
100.
Maximum for the Hurricane, and I'm sure both of these guys are very well aware of the respective records between
100.
each other. Dart players don't forget that sort of stuff.
They don't, and I don't think either would have forgotten the recent UK Open quarter-final in a hurry, as Huybrechts looked to, well, he's not going to go back to back.
130.
But he's down to double 16 in no time at all in this first leg.
95. Give me 132.
He loves double 16. There you go. 13 darter, and that is a very impressive start from Kim Huybrechts. Ton 80, ton 30, double 16. That's 7 perfect darts. I know one was at a single number, but hey, look, that's all he had to do.
Well, that's a perfect dart.
140.
Just the 140 from Norris, but yeah, they've met 9 times, and Norris has won 6 of those meetings. Here comes Huybrechts again. He wants to look good. He wants to be the belle of the ball this afternoon here in Hildesheim. He's seen a few players not really living up to expectations, and he wants to make his mark.
Yeah, and he was very good against Diogo Portela in the second round, Kim, as he makes it 4 perfect darts, and 5, surely 6.
140.
Oh. 12 perfect darts he's thrown there in a row. Kim Huybrechts. Not bad.
131.
Wish someone could string them together consecutively, Dan, on the European Tour as the 4-year wait
81.
for a perfect leg continues. Now 130, so he will stay there, because if he misses he can still hit, but he hasn't missed.
120.
He has now.
Give you require 100.
Well, Huybrechts for an 11 dart break. That's good. That's
Being
great.
short in the
Kim
second
Huybrechts has started
Kim
like
Huybrechts.
an absolute steam train here. 13 dart hold, 11 dart break. The only
Game on.
way Alan Norris could have won a leg is by throwing a 12 darter or less. Quicker than that, if you like. And he wasn't far away.
100.
Still not good enough. Kim Huybrechts in charge. As I said, he was very good against Diogo Portela. Averaged more than 98. Hit nearly half his darts at double.
100.
Right now he's averaging 122. Look at the numbers.
Well, the highest average of the tournament so far is Michael van Gerwen's 111.51 yesterday against Jermaine Watamina.
140.
And I know we're only 2 legs in, but Kim Huybrechts is already threatening to blow that out of the water.
Yeah, early days, but we know that Kim Huybrechts is
140.
quite capable of...
But if he keeps going out in sub-12s, Dan...
Oh, it's going to be stratospheric. I've seen some huge averages on the European Tour.
91.
Not least the final here a couple of years ago, Michael van Gerwen averaging around about 118.
Well, if Kim Huybrechts is going to go out in 12 darts here, then he's going to have to take out a finish that nobody else has achieved yet this tournament.
92. Give me require 170. $65.
Well, knocked 65 off it. Norris can't go out on 169.
It's good, but it's not that good.
133. Give me
Nice setup
for Huybrechts. And it's under pressure, as you mentioned there, Dan, with that setup from Norris. But, well,
87.
did it deflect or did it?
I thought it might have caught the
36.
flight, you know. There seemed to be movement in that second dart. That's a long way off. And that's closer, and he's not happy, and he's chucked that underhand.
Give me require 80.
It's not like he went the big 18 double 9 route with the way that first dart landed.
Sure,
Kim Huybrechts doesn't fail to nail the 9.
Fourth leg, Alan to throw first. Game on.
So Norris has a lot of work to do here if he is going to still be the defending champion.
100.
Never mind defending, he's attacking now.
Well, he had work to do in the final here last year, of course, against Jelle Klaassen when he was trailing 4-2. Managed to turn that around with a succession of high scores.
41.
You said before, Dan, that no one's really stood out apart from Ian White. Well, certain people haven't had to, have they? If you look at Benito van der Pas, he had nothing to play against Jan Dekker, did he? Dekker down in the low 70s, and van der Pas just did everything he needed to do. The one leg where Dekker threatened to get a shot at a double, he took out 161, the highest outshot of the tournament.
Yes, I can't really, criticise Benito for not putting in a big performance because he's won it 6-0 and never looked in trouble. And as you say, one standout moment of quality, and it came just when he needed it. And you would think there'll be plenty more left in the tank
100
for Big Ben when he takes on Jelle Klaassen this evening in the second quarter final. Alan Norris has given himself a chance to get a first leg on the board here, one that he is desperately needing. Well, he's gone tops, and I'm not really sure the reason for that when your opponent isn't on a finish. But then again,
40.
Ultimately, he'll get 3 darts at tops, and he managed to hit it once in 3 darts in that visit, so he'd take another visit like that. Because it'll be good enough.
Exactly. Does it again, he gets a leg on the board.
And you require 40.
Beat Richie Corner 6-4 in his first match.
And he
won't be whitewashed here.
Him to throw first.
Huybrechts beating Diogo Portela, the Brazilian, in the second round with a 98 average.
60.
Decent stuff from the Hurricane, who's been playing well everywhere. Well, he's been getting results everywhere but the Premier League, and he's threatening to finish bottom for the second time in as many attempts.
Yeah, curious, isn't it? I know a lot of people are questioning his inclusion in the Premier League, but you only have to look at these events, right? These are as close as you get to the big TV majors, and he was superb last year. There was a run of events towards the back end of the year where he made 3 finals in 4 events. He should have won one. He missed 7 darts to beat Mensur Suljovic. Did win another. I mean, he was excellent and consistently excellent. And he's been like that for a number. He's an ever-present on the European Tour, and do not underestimate how hard that is to constantly be in the top 16 or qualifying. And the European qualifiers as well, which are tough.
62.
Well, look at that. Use of the board from Alan Norris. 262 down to 100 by virtue of 3 in the treble 18 bed. And now he's threatening to break. 40. And after Huybrechts started like a steam train, may have run out of steam as Alan Norris approaches the board for an 11 dart leg of his own with double top. Double 10.
80.
Ooh, he didn't like that. Somebody calling out the crowd. It's not terminal to his hopes in this leg. In fact, he could get a couple more visits here if he needs to. And he will do.
59. And you require 20.
Double 10 is what he's looking at. Double 5. Still double 5. There we go.
In the 5th leg, Alan Norris.
Break back. Norris throwing now to level the game. And having got 3-0 down to a man who was averaging massively over 100. Alan Norris, the defending champion, dragged himself back into this one.
42.
Well, not a good start to this leg, as you can see. Huybrechts is actually averaging lower than his opponent now. His average has dropped by around 30 points since that
59.
sensational start. Norris limbering up in the background, getting ready for the next throw, because neither of these players have kicked off well in this leg, and he knows that it's an important one.
Yeah, Norris is a big fan of the old Mr. Motivator routine at the back of the stage.
Just wiped the sweat off his hands on the stage set there, Norris. My mother would be furious.
140.
See me touch the walls like that.
I'm not sure they're that precious on the Euro Tour. To be fair, I remember one event, I can't remember where it was, might have been Mulheim, where the actual set started falling apart. Europe fell away off the side of the symbolic gesture around about the time Brexit was happening. Well, Norris won the last 2 legs, and he's had 4 visits to the border here and only scored 202, and it's allowed Kim Huybrechts a real opportunity to just open up that gap again. He's not 43. Jumped all over it. In fact, he's left himself a bogey number. Oh. 76 scored. Not a great deal he can do. He's left himself a bogey number there as well.
Yeah, couldn't have avoided that with the last start. He was just trying to work out if there was some route that he could have found, and he quickly realised he couldn't. So Huybrechts will get a shot at the 70, whatever Norris does here.
Well, 3 trebles, not the trebles he wanted, but he has asked the question. He's left himself 76, and Huybrechts will only get the 1 dart. It's his favourite, double 16, and it's 54. Not worked for him again. And you just see him.
He requires 76.
Just rehearsing how it should have gone. 1 dart for Norris, double top, only just in that 16.
Yeah, that's why he's probably stepped back there, Dan, because that second dart wasn't as accurate as Alan would have liked.
36.
Nor was that.
He requires 16. No score.
Ooh, Kim.
Well, 40.
4 darts missed in this leg for Huybrechts. We could have a level game right now. Double 10. And it is 3 apiece. And a roar from Alan Norris. It has to be said, despite going on and claiming the title last year, it was his 2nd PDC title at the time. He then went on to claim a 3rd at the start of the Players' Championship Series this year. He had to have a little bit of fortune, because in the semi-finals, he played Mensur Suljovic and had to survive a match dart. You do need a little bit of luck every now and again to go and claim titles. Not everybody just smashes their way to them and is untouchable right the way through the tournament.
Especially in the format that we play in these European Tour events, because it's only first to 6. Not like, you see in the match play, Van Gerwen did just smash his way to the title, didn't he, on that occasion? But much longer format. It's quite rare to not be made to sweat at certain points in these tournaments. And Michael Van Gerwen, maybe he wasn't perspiring against Cristo Reyes, but Reyes missed chances.
Oh, it could have been very, very different, that opening game.
80.
And I said this to Rob Malarkey earlier on. Michael Van Gerwen often only gives the field 1 chance to beat him. That may have been
81.
It. And in the end, Cristo missed a few doubles and didn't get as close as it might have been. But he may revert to yesterday's performance for this evening and average 105, 110, 100 teens all the way through the session, and that might be that, and nobody can live with it.
123.
1, 2, 3 for Norris. Went for 15s, which would have left 170. Look at this from Huybrechts, though. Tops.
99. And you require 100.
Struggling on the doubles at the moment, Kim Huybrechts. Norris, this is a big one. Not going to happen.
Well, you can hear the roar from Norris.
60.
Come on, he said as he missed
You
that.
require 20.
He may have gone tops with the second 2 darts. He did it with 3 darts in hand earlier on. Well, he might have a chance to do it again.
15.
Now, is it a different route with Huybrechts on a finish?
80.
He wasn't on a finish last time. You would think he'd go tops again.
Well, let's see.
No, went treble. It means 1 dart at double top now. Moves over to the left. Finds some space.
60.
Does not find the
You
target.
require 5.
Just look at the way his darts landed, Dan. Maybe that is why he opted to go tops early, because they do stand up and he had to move around to try and get in there.
He shows in the 7th.
Well, Huybrechts
Kim Huybrechts.
lands a double 2, last dart in hand.
He flag Allen to throw first.
Shows for the first time,
Game on.
really, some aggression, and these are 2 players who like to.
Oh, they jump about. A lot of shouting, a lot of bouncing around and fist pumping.
100.
And all sorts. I believe that it actually brings the best out of them. That's just their natural game.
Yeah, annoys some
58.
people, but won't annoy each other, will it? Because it's the same for both. And in that UK Open quarter-final as well, they were both at it a little bit towards the end of the match. And
41.
that went all the way to a deciding leg. Best of 19, that one. And it's looking pretty likely that we're going to go the full distance here.
Well, yeah, it's eminently possible, certainly.
60.
Kim Huybrechts looking to join his fellow Premier League star Jelle Klaassen in the last 8. Both of them eliminated from the Premier League before judgment night, or their elimination is confirmed. They still have to go and play in the final round of matches. They don't just biff them off. That is 180 number 2 for Alan Norris.
Well, Huybrechts may decide to follow. He's not going to.
140.
Huybrechts has played well, as we said, away from the Premier League. He's reached a semi-final this year already. A quarter-final at the UK Open Finals, as just mentioned. But semi on the Pro Tour, and he's hit a 9-darter as well. Away from the cameras.
And he's doing all this with problems with his elbow. He's got tennis elbow and has had for a number of months.
140. He shows in the 8th flag, Alan Norris.
The clear target that time, and Norris pins
Game
double
on.
top. And now we have a race to 2 to see who will move into the quarter-finals tonight to take on Snakebite Peter Wright.
Well, Alan
97.
Norris is the defending champion and he's the number 7 seed. Big part of that seeding is because he's the defending champion. Picked up the 25 grand at the back end last
58.
year. Anybody who perhaps never seen these 2 before looks at Kim Huybrechts, his number 10 seed, but look at the world rankings. Kim Huybrechts, number 12, Alan Norris, number 18.
140.
So there's very little between these 2. I'm not sure how the bookies priced this up. I would have thought Kim
59.
might have been the narrow favourite, but it's a difficult one to call.
Flip a coin, and it's proving to be that way.
100.
It may well be the most important dart in this match was the one that decided who threw first back in the practice room. Kim Huybrechts winning the ball. We have had 2 breaks of throw, one in the second leg when Huybrechts went 2-0 up, and then Norris
81.
managed to claw
Giving
things back and
64. establish
parity at 3-all, having been 3-0 down. Huybrechts is going to set this up very nicely indeed.
100.
Well, so far today, every English player that's played a player from elsewhere in the world has lost. Ian White came through against fellow Englishman Darren Johnson, but Chisnell lost to Clarkson and Bunting lost to Wright. The last 2 games will also see that trend, with Painter taking on Going Price of Wales and Joe Cullen against Austria's Menso Suljevic. And now Huybrechts looking to move within
48.
1. Misses his favourite double, but the damage isn't completely done yet. Although Alan Norris looking to do some damage here, and he may have fancied staying there even if he'd
140.
left
If he requires
double 15, but double 8 for Huybrechts.
A shot in the 9th leg.
Huybrechts one leg away from a place in the quarter-finals to face Peter Snakebite Wright. But Norris has the throw
100.
here, kicks off a ton.
Chuck Norris became the 20th winner on the European Tour, and he won this title at the back end of 2016. Dan Dawson thinks that we might get a 21st.
41.
I think it's possible. I would not rule out Benito claiming one or Ian White. The only other guys who haven't won one, Painter, Price and Joe Cullen. And one of Painter and Price is going to make the quarterfinals. And Joe Cullen has certainly got a chance because he's going from strength to strength.
57.
But that's just 57 for Norris. This is a huge opportunity now for Kim Huybrechts to get this done and dusted without the stress and the drama of a last leg decider. And he jumps all over it, down to a finish. Norris way back on 303. He'll look at the 19s here.
They need at least 2 of them to leave a potential out. There's one. Needs another.
95. Give me 136.
Not got it. 6 darts from 136 for Kim Huybrechts. Frustrating, you can see. He wants to stay on the treble 20 because that would leave double 18.
Well, it's the only way he can leave a 1 dart finish, isn't it? So, what's he going to do?
65.
Okay, well, it should mean he gets at least 1 match dart when he returns.
58.
Treble 13.
71.
18 for tops to knock out the defending champion. Norris nods.
Shot.
He could sense
And
it was
match.
coming.
Kim
And the
Huybrechts.
Belgian is through. It is Kim Huybrechts who sees off Alan Norris, his, well, tenure as German Darts Championship champion has been brought to a rather swift end. Only a matter of months as Huybrechts bounces to the board, shakes George Noble's hands and goes back to the practice room to prepare to face the UK Open champion Peter Snakebite Wright. We have 3 quarterfinals set up for you. Van Gerwen versus White, Klaassen versus Van der Pas. Huybrechts will take on Wright. And we've got 2 more games this afternoon to determine the other quarter-final. Kevin Painter and Gerwin Price on stage in a moment, and then Mensur Suljovic the Gentle takes on the rock star Joe Cullen as our champion from last year. Waves goodbye to the crowd and makes his way off stage. Elmar Polk will have a quick word with Kim Huybrechts, and then we've got 2 more games for you for this afternoon session.
Für die aktuelle Nummer 12 der Welt, für die Nummer 10 der Setzliste. Keep a couple of them. You will need a couple more.
I have a bit of spare ones.
There was the defending champion, by the way.
Yeah, he's a good player, Alan. He's going to win a lot of more titles, but I'm happy to win today.
Is it difficult? You started so brilliant. I think after 2-3 legs you were an average almost 125, and then you couldn't keep this. Is it difficult to handle that?
Yeah, I was 3-0 up, playing really good, and then it comes 3-1, 3-2, and then the mind starts working. As long as you're winning, you don't think. But when you're losing, everyone starts thinking. And that's when it's hard.
Peter Wright is next. He has 1 or 2 fans here in Hildesheim. Be careful.
No? Nah, Peter Wright is always one of the favorites. He's a good player. I have a lot of respect for him. He helps me a lot when I'm down. He gives me a lot of good words, so I have a lot of respect for him. But when you're on the stage, enemies, and I'm going to play my game and try to beat him.
Great. See you later again. Thank you, Kim. Kim Huybrechts.